Hello friends, a heartiest welcome to my channel Lyceum of Politics. Now today I shall discuss a very important idea regarding the Constitution of India, the preamble of the Indian Constitution. Before I start talking about the preamble, I would like to introduce the topic with a quotation given by Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, who is regarded as the father of the Indian Constitution. And as you can see from this quotation, that the preamble of the Constitution affirms a life of liberty, equality, and fraternity. In the following slides, I would like to discuss the preamble with you in a more elaborate way. So, let's begin our journey. Now, the preamble is often regarded as a guiding star to the Constitution of India. Before I discuss more about the preamble, let me tell you that a preamble basically means a preliminary statement, or rather an introduction given for a topic. For example, if you get hold of a storybook, what you will do first? Obviously, you will refer to the content of the book. Why? Because in order to understand the basic essence or what the book is all about, we refer to the content of the book. In the same way, the preamble acts as an introductory part of the Constitution of India. Preamble helps us to understand the basic essence of the Constitution. It guides us through the way in which the Constitution works. So it outlines the main objective and the basic philosophy of the Indian Constitution. Now, whether the preamble is a part of the Indian Constitution or not has been debated many a times. For example, in the Beruberi case of 1960, the Supreme Court said that it is not a part of the Indian Constitution. But on the other hand, in 1973, in the Keshavananda Bharti case, the Supreme Court said that yes, the preamble is very much a part of the Indian Constitution. Now, just before I discuss anything more about the preamble, let us have a look at the preamble itself. Now, the preamble says that we, the people of India, having solemnly resolved to constitute India into a, now mark these words, my friends, sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic, and to secure to all its citizens justice. What kind of justice? Socio-economic and political justice. Liberty, liberty of thought expression, belief, faith and worship. Equality of status and opportunity, and to promote among them all fraternity, assuring the dignity of the individual and the unity and the integrity of the nation. In our Constituent Assembly, this 26th day of November 1949, do hereby adopt, enact, and give to ourselves this Constitution. Now, the opening words of the preamble are, "We the people." Now, as you can see that this proclaims clearly that our Constitution has been drafted, enacted and ordained by us, by the people of India. So the source of power of the Constitution is the people. So this is $1,000,000 question, my friends. You must remember that the source of power is the people of India. So the people of the country are treated as sovereign above all. Now, this "we the people" term made our Constitution different from the earlier acts of the colonial rule, like the Government of India Act of 1909 or 1919 or 1935, etc. In what sense? In the sense that the Government of India Acts were enacted by the British, but they were imposed on us on that time. But this Constitution was a creation of our own. It was born within the country, a child of our own blood, and thus it declares our break with the almost 200 years tradition of submission to a foreign rule. So now let us have a look at the main features of the Indian Constitution. The first feature is sovereignty. Sovereign state implies that India is internally and externally free to conduct her affairs as she deems desirable. Neither she is dependent on any foreign rule, nor she enjoys any more of any kind of a dominion status. So now she is completely free from any kind of outside control, and that no foreign power will interfere into the internal and the external affairs of our country. So now here you may ask the question, then what about the membership of India in the Commonwealth of the Nations, where the British Crown is the head? My friends, remember that the Commonwealth membership or membership to any international organization is a voluntary activity, and that does not affect the sovereignty of India in any sense. The term socialism was added in the preamble later by the 42nd Amendment Act of 1976. Now, by socialism, we refer to the traditional Marxian socialism, right? But Indian version of socialism has undergone a long process of definition and redefinition, as you know. Basically, what we do is we adhere to a mode of a Gandhian pattern of socialism. That is, India as a socialist state would try to secure socio-economic equality for its people, thereby ensuring social justice, fair distribution of wealth, and a wide diffusion of political and economic power. In the Socialist Republic of India, the basic focus should be on raising the living standards of the people and enlargement of opportunities. Even before the term was incorporated in our constitution by the amendment, the directive principles of the state policy, which is mentioned in part 4 of the Indian constitution, had the socialist content. In my following videos, when I will come up with the directive principles of the state policy, I will elaborate on this matter more clearly. So now let us have a look at the other features. The term secular. This has been added by the 42nd Amendment Act of 1976 and which assures religious freedom and equal treatment to all religion. Now, secular state means a state that provides equal right to all religions and have no biasness towards any particular religion. So, in India, every citizen has the right to practice his own or her faith and religion. Every government office from highest to lowest is open to all people irrespective of religion. The minorities are given the right to conserve the distinctive language, script and culture. Secularism extends in India to such an extent that constitution allows public funds for religious purposes. Following secularism comes democratic state. India declares herself a democracy. By this, the preamble ensures that the Indian state adopts a democratic way of life. It derives its authority from the will of the people. That is, the government is run by the elected representatives of the people, and periodic elections are held which allows people to choose their representatives. It allows universal adult franchise. That is, once you reach the age of 18, you are eligible to cast your voting right to choose your representative. In addition to that, the fundamental rights are made justiciable by the court of law, plus India also opted for independence of judiciary. And thus we can say that the parameters of democracy are pretty well established in India. Now comes the republic. The term republic indicates that the people have chosen to have a head of the state who is elected either directly or indirectly. The chief executive, that is the president, is not a hereditary monarch in India. In case of India, the people indirectly elects the president. The president is elected by the members of the parliament who are elected by the people. So in a way, the president is elected indirectly by the people of India. Now let us have a look at the objectives of the Constitution. The Constitution talks about justice, socio-economic and political justice. Now justice is a term that has wider connotations. It is placed at the top of all other political values in India. Justice implies a harmonious reconciliation of the individual with the general welfare of the society. Social justice means the government does not pay attention to the well-being of a particular section of the society, but the well-being of the entire society as a whole. It should try to remove the evil practices of untouchability, inequality, discrimination by making special provisions for the betterment of the weaker section. Economic justice. This is ensured through the directive principles of the state policies mainly, like equal pay for equal work, abolition of beggary, improving of working conditions for all, non-discrimination basing on gender in workplaces, and so on. And the third one is political justice. This is assured to the people through the adoption of universal adult franchise, which I explained just in my previous slide. Introduction to the democratic form of government, and so on. Now let us look at the other objectives. Liberty. liberty of thought, expression, belief, faith, and worship. That is, citizens are given full freedom to express their ideas so long as they do not jeopardize the interest of the country. They enjoy the right to peaceful assembly and form associations, and that they are free to believe, practice, and profess any religion of their choice. Okay? Now, equality. By now, I hope you have understood that our constitution aims to promote supremacy of the people. In that way, it promotes equality of status and opportunity to all people. All are equal in the eyes of law. That is, right from the poorest individual to the richest, all are treated as same in the eyes of law. But yes, of course, it grants special protection for the disadvantaged sections like the SC, ST, and the OBCs. Fraternity. The preamble promises to establish a fraternity in which the dignity of the individual exists and the evil practices of class, caste, privilege are done away with. It promotes a feeling of brotherhood among the people. And then comes the unity and integrity of the nation. This part, integrity of the nation, has also been added by the 42nd Amendment Act. Realizing that India is inhabited by a wide variety of culture, regional backgrounds, caste, etc., to achieve unity among all these, it stresses on the idea of unity and integrity of our country. That we all Indians should remain united and integrated was the aim of the Constitution. Irrespective of all our different identities, we should be tied with one common string, and that is the oneness of the feeling that we are Indians and that our motherland is India. So in this slide, my friends, I'm going to share some easy tricks with you so that it becomes easier for you to remember the preamble and the basic words inside it. Like, look at the sentence here. She saw snails, dogs, and rats. Here, the S, the underlined S, first one stands for sovereign, the second one for socialist, the third one for secular, D for democratic, and R for republic. So by remembering this sentence, she saw snails, dogs, and rats, you can remember these words like sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic, and republic. In the same way, if you remember the second sentence, Jack left Ira's flat. See, here the J stands for justice, the L for liberty, the E for equality, and F for fraternity. So these two sentences will help you up to a certain extent to keep in mind the basic clues of the preamble. So, thank you for being with me during the entire lecture. I will come up very soon with new videos, and if you want me to prepare any video, please comment and let me know. If you like my channel, please subscribe and press the like button. Thank you. I will see you very soon.